start, we have to define a new function. Remember, we want to take questions as our parameter. Just remove that print statement. So inside randomized questions, what we have to do is we're going to use this thing called a for loop. And what the for loop does is it will cycle through. Here, I'll finish writing and then explain it better to you guys. Alright, so what this for loop is going to do is it will, for each number from 0 through the amount of objects in our list, which is going to be 10, but since it can change, you use length. So in this case, from 0 to 10, it'll run it 10 different times. What we're going to tell it to do is we're going to say each question is equal to questions, we're calling the list. Then we're going to do this thing that is called indexing, and what it does is it calls the object at this place in the list, which is exactly what we need it to do for this point. And now we're going to call, or we're going to find another index, which we're going to call IDX. We're going to set it equal to, we're going to call our random import here as rad dot randint, which will give us a random integer. We have to give it a range, which is 0 to the length of questions, but we have to do -1 because how it works is, or how a list works is, this is a 0 spot. Oops, that's a 0 spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's weird, but that's just how Python works. And maybe all programming, I'm not positive, but so now we have a random index which we are going to use so we can randomize our location. Now we're going to call a variable temp. What we're going to have temp do is it's going to index at IDX for that, and that'll give us a nice random question each time. And then we're going to call, and now this part here is how we assign our randoms to switch, or our question and then the random question to switch. So we call questions, or questions at I, and questions at IDX. We set that equal to temp, comma, question. So what this does is this will actually swap the variables. It's really cool. I'll show you guys what it prints out as. Then we have to return our questions list. So now here we can print questions. Whoa. If I save it and run, actually I'll do it like this so you guys can see the difference. So, see the difference? Who was elected president, what was the year, and the president question is actually down here now. So everything moved around. It's completely random order, and if I run it again, it's a new random order, and it'll keep doing that every time. It'll always be completely random. See, that time we actually got blind chance, and World Series happened to be the first one each time. What do you know? So that's all for this episode. It was kind of short, but it's still covered a lot because we learned about for loops, we learned how to use random, and we learned how to swap variables, and indexing. A lot of very important stuff. So make sure you fully understand what we did and why we did it. And if you need to, watch your video a couple times, because these are very, very important things for programming. Till next time, see you guys.